When I first gave this sermon earlier at the 8 o'clock service, I was told to slow down, so I'll try to speak at a better pace. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jack Burgoyne, and I'm a senior at Godwin High School. I will be attending Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee this fall. I can't think of any other way to say it. I just love being a member of All Saints Episcopal Church. There are so many things that make me feel inclined to come here each Sunday morning. The kind-spirited, welcoming people, the joyful sounding music of the organ and choir, and best of all, the occasional pancakes. Absolutely. It may come to you as no surprise to you all that I will be studying music at Belmont University, especially if you've been attending the outdoor services. I haven't been anything short of being absolutely amazed with the people I've met at Belmont who've shown both kindness and concern in every way when communicating with me as an upcoming student. When I went to audition for their School of Music earlier this year, Dr. Stephen Eves, the dean of the college, gave a presentation to over 300 people who were auditioning, including myself. He articulated that Belmont is a Christian-affiliated school and that their main objective is to develop the gifts that God has given you. My grandmother once told me that God will give you a love for what He wants you to do in this life. I think we've all felt that truth at some point in our lives. My interests have spanned over the years, from art to science to medicine. But when I landed on an interest in music, I felt a love for it more than anything I had ever tried doing before. A line from Robin Williams in the movie August Rush sums it up very well to me. Robin Williams' character says, "You know what music is? It's God's little reminder that there's something else besides us in this universe, harmonic connection between all living beings everywhere." Anytime you listen to music or go to a concert or play music or sing in church, you can feel such truth in that quote. Oftentimes when listening to the All Saints choir, you can feel lifted up to a higher state of consciousness where you feel that harmonic connection between yourself and this great gift from God, because it delivers a feeling of great joy and it leaves you in awe of how something could sound so magnificent and inspiring. I remember one Sunday I was voluntold to play music on the guitar and piano during communion, and if you don't know what voluntold means, that means forcibly volunteered. I remember being slightly annoyed because I thought I would come off as being showy, and I wasn't comfortable with expressing myself all by myself during a church service. But I learned something very important. Not long after that Sunday, I was asked by Jim McCauley to be a member of the worship band that provides music during each outdoor service. Like I felt when I was asked to play at communion, I was hesitant because I didn't know what to expect. Here I am, this 14-year-old, a freshman in high school, being asked to play music with people who've had so much more experience within the church than I've had, and in playing music in a band in general. Now I've been in that band for 4 years now. We call our band the Saints of Sound. I've built strong friendships with great people who have helped me grow musically and have lovingly given me an experience of both social and musical interaction. The lesson I learned from that experience was very simple. Put yourself out there. Take the thing that God has given you a love for and use it well. I felt such great fellowship here as well. Although there have been countless times when I've had great experiences and conversations, one instance struck me in a particularly sincere way. I was helping with the mulching of the grounds and working on the church before Palm Sunday. I met someone new who attends church here, but I didn't recognize him because he almost always attends the early 8 o'clock service. We got to talking about my grandfather, Reverend Douglas Burgoyne, and how my grandfather inspired and touched the lives of so many people with his wonderful personality, compassion, and his steadfast faith. I told him how I always feel so blessed and honored to have my grandfather in my life, who was such a shining example to many, and that it's hard as being a young man or a rebellious teenager to think about carrying on that same inspiring life and virtue that my grandfather led. The man I was conversing with told me, "Well, you don't have to be the fire, you just have to carry the flame." don't have to be the fire, you just have to carry the flame. I'm grateful for what he told me and the conversation we had, because not only was he friendly and sincere, he gave me a new realization and idea that in everything we say or do, in our own unique or creative way, it's essential to carry the flame of God's love. The act of working with a sense of compassion and love that I've seen in many people, especially my grandfather, has always inspired me to give more, to extend my abilities. Through All Saints, I felt a calling to package bags of food for the urban feeding program and delivering it to homeless shelters throughout Richmond. The Rise Against Hunger organization that occasionally visits here is also a great experience of giving to areas of poverty or places that have been experiencing disasters throughout the world. I remember the first time participating in Rise Against Hunger, helping to package large quantities of food in bags that were sent to starving communities in Africa. The amount of bags we packaged surpassed 10,000 easily. After we packaged food for about 2 hours, I heard that a woman at our church was actually a direct recipient of the packaged food from Rise Against Hunger when she lived in Africa a few years back. That was a truly life-changing experience for me, because it redefined the meaning that a simple act can go a long way. It can help people in need anywhere in the world. The care just has to come out from within us. I think I speak for myself as well as many others that throughout the week, especially as a teenager, we lead these journeys, sometimes adventurous and fun while learning new things, or sometimes sad journeys of feeling down or having heartbreak. But I always feel myself returning to a feeling of wholeness each Sunday. Sometimes it feels like the anxiety or difficulty involved in school and the negatives in life seem to outweigh the positive things. Sometimes it becomes so hard to emerge from a state of fear or regret or sadness. Sometimes it can feel so difficult to carry on and realize that there will be better times ahead. But time and time again, I've realized and felt the reassurance in reaching out towards others who may feel like I do or may feel lost or alone. The act of reaching out has no limits, as it is an act of Christ within us. It's like asking yourself, as I've heard someone say before, what would Jesus do? But on Sunday, after oftentimes crazy weeks, I return here to better understand how the Lord works within my life, although I have such a minuscule understanding of the greater love around us, and to renew my amazement at how incredibly lucky and blessed I am to be here with all you wonderful people at All Saints. God has given us materials and the freedom of creativity on this earth with which we are capable of using, and I believe that God in His creation gives us each the gift of a passion or interest in something, and that it is our duty to use or enrich our interests and actions in the best, most loving way possible. Abide means to uphold or follow or to return. Like it is said in the gospel today, let us abide in God's love. I want to thank you all for being the great, kind-spirited, funny, and gracious people you are. Although I won't be able to come to as many services at All Saints as I would like to over the next few years, I'll hold on to my promise to treat everyone with the kindness and unconditional love that you all have given me. Thank you.
Please join me in thanking Jack for